Good afternoon and welcome back to the David Ross Sports Village here in Nottingham for the live stream coverage of the Men's Badminton Championship Finals on BUCS Big Wednesday. It's the centenary year, yes, 100 years of British University sport, who were hosted by Nottingham for the second consecutive year. And we're going to be seeing Nottingham taking on Loughborough. That's a repeat of the Women's Championship final we've already seen this morning. There's 14 sports in total on BUCS Big Wednesday, 7 of them being streamed live, all available on the BUCS Facebook and YouTube channels. You can follow all the action on social media all day using the hashtag BUCS Big Wednesday, and also check out the handles for BUCS Sport on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We get the match underway at 3 p.m, but before then, let's take a look at our host university. And yes, so we've got a repeat of the Women's Championship final this morning. Nottingham taking on Loughborough again. It was Nottingham that took the spoils this morning. What can the men throw up? Playing for Nottingham will be Johnny Turchison, Phone Pai Nang, James Yule, Sam Smith, Dan Blair and Liam Griffiths. Representing Loughborough, the reigning champions, David Jones, Sam Parsons, Harley Towler, Mike Rowe, Matt Clare and Max Flynn. How did they get here? Loughborough, it was a fairly comprehensive way to the final, beating Durham 8-0 in the quarter-final and Derby 8-0 in the semi-final. And how did Nottingham get here? They beat Worcester 8-0 in the quarter-final, and then a 4-4 tie with Bath in the semi-final, coming to the final courtesy of Total Games 1. So this morning we've seen the women. The women won Nottingham 5-3 over Loughborough. It was an intense game, came right down to the last couple of games. Hopefully we'll see more of the same from the men this afternoon. But before we do that again at 3 o'clock, let's take a little look at our sponsors. So there's a little look there at our event sponsors, Cookery and Outgoing. We thank them for their support. And like I said, we're back in Nottingham for the second year running. I can see the teams below is about to get ready with their warm-up. The court just having a final sweep of any debris. And I know you can only see one court, but there is 4 in total. And if you did watch the women's earlier this morning, we started with the singles. Then we go to doubles, back to singles and back to doubles. The men's, we're going to switch that up. We're going to start with 2 consecutive doubles matches. We're going to be concentrating on court 1. And on court 1 will be James Yule and Sam Smith versus Harley Tower and Mike Rowe. On court 2 we'll see Dan Blair and Liam Griffiths for Nottingham taking on Loughborough's Matt Clare and Max Flynn. So just in case you aren't aware, this is a best of 8 match. There's 8 fixtures in total, 4 singles and 4 doubles. And each match will be the best of 3 games. You want to win a game by being the first to 21 points, of course. In the event that there's a tie or it's 20 all, you have to win by 2 points. And if it's still tied after 29-29, it's just whoever gets that 30th point first of all. So the women this morning, exactly the same fixture, Nottingham versus Loughborough. Loughborough with the 5-time consecutive champions in the BUCS Championship. But finally, that reign was broken by Nottingham, the host university. The final score was 4-3. So you can see the men here being presented. In fact, it was 5-2 this morning. I'm wrong, it was 5-2. So a comprehensive win. We didn't even need that 8th match to decide the matches. So Nottingham being presented as our Loughborough, and it's again the dark green versus the purple. So they have played each other twice already this season, these two teams. And the victors on both occasions have been Loughborough. They've won 5-3 and then 4-4, with the win courtesy coming from games 1. So like I just mentioned, we'll be playing on 2 courts side by side. We'll be concentrating on court 1. So we're going to start with 2 doubles matches side by side. On court 2 is going to be Dan Blair and Liam Griffiths versus Matt Clare and Max Flynn, and we're going to be watching on court 1 James Yule and Sam Smith versus Harley Taylor and Mike Crowe. Harley Taylor for Loughborough, a notification there. He is a former top 25 in the world doubles player, so plenty of experience. The 27-year-old currently studying a PhD back at Loughborough. I mean, this rivalry extends beyond badminton. It's really a university rivalry, both top sporting universities. In fact, Nottingham this year was voted by the Times newspaper as the Sports University of the Year. You'd argue that Loughborough is the university better known for its sporting prowess and its facilities on site, and they do dominate a lot of sports. Loughborough also the reigning champions in this event. So in that final last year, 2018, Loughborough were winners over Bath 6-2. So a fairly resounding win 12 months ago. We're in exactly the same venue. The lineups have changed slightly. Bath are replaced by Nottingham, and they'll be desperate to get the double after watching the women beat Loughborough earlier this morning. One notable performance from this morning was Yang of Nottingham. Absolutely incredible performance from her on both occasions. Didn't really come close to dropping a single game in both of her matches. Played the game with absolute ease. She's also a former top 30 in the world player. So you know, when you're coming up against somebody with a stat or a former stat like that, you've really got your work cut out. But she made pretty easy work of both her opponents. And Harley Tower is, you'd say, maybe the equivalent of Yang in the men's Loughborough team. A lot of experience at the top level. And you may wonder why we're switching it from singles first to doubles first. The reason is a few of the doubles players here are off to play in another tournament. They need to get their travel arrangements sorted and on their way. And they'll be looking to get on their way with another BUCS Big Weekend Championship. So both courts going through their warm-up currently. At least 2 rackets each in each courtside box, plenty of fluid, and not a lot else, at least in the Nottingham box. In the Loughborough box on court number 1, definitely see at least 3 or 4 rackets, plenty of water, and a couple of other items in there as well. Whatever they need to see them get through approximately the next maybe 30, 45 minutes. Again, best of 3 games, first to 21 in each game. And the championship will be decided over 8 matches in total, 4 singles, 4 doubles. So we'll go side by side with the doubles, and side by side with the singles. Again, we'll look at court 1. I will be keeping you updated as best I can, of course, on court number 2. And then we'll repeat that doubles and singles with the opponents switching sides each time. And we're about to get underway on here on court number 1. Loughborough are going to serve first. And away we go. The 2019 Men's Championship final here at BUCS. Big weekend is underway. First point on the board. Here's the way of Taylor and Rowe. Fairly delicate start. We did see from the ladies earlier, especially in the doubles matches, some absolutely mammoth rallies. It's due to a little bit of fatigue, quite often end in an unforced error. And just a little mistake there from Nottingham, letting that one drop in right at the back of the court. We've got a great little crowd here, courtside. Just out of your picture, behind where the camera's lying is a little 3-tier set of bleachers. Both courts have got a healthy number of bums on seats. And up in the gallery here where we're sat, also surrounded by plenty of people, and naturally in the host venue of Nottingham, I can see a little bit more green than a can of purple. Loughborough already 5-2 up in the opening few minutes of this match. A ripple of applause there from Nottingham. More like what we expected to see. Brilliant rally developing. And it's one wall. The shuttlecock came through and it was just nudged beyond Yule to his opponent. Just got a little flick on the edge of the racket. Took it away. A nice easy smash from Loughborough. 7-3 points are rattling through on court 2. 5-2 Nottingham. Absolute joy to watch. And it's an incredible venue as well. The championship being played on courts 1 and 2. And then at the far end of the room, we've also got the women's trophy match going on. Derby v Nottingham. Try our best to keep you updated with that one as well. But you can check out all the scores on the BUCS website, bucs.org.uk. Again, 14 sports happening today, 52 fixtures in total, 7 of them being streamed live. And we do thank you for joining us here at the Badminton, again at the David Ross Sports Village. Wonderful venue, as well as the 4 badminton courts. I can see a netball court to my left, basketball court down the far end, loads going on. And Loughborough lead Nottingham 9-6 here in game 1 of match 1. Lovely smash. And applause from courtside. 9-7 Loughborough. Lovely serve, great backhand return. Fantastic rally, won by Yule in the end. Just 1 point now separating the two. And they draw level, Nottingham. So after a 3-point deficit, it's been wiped out completely in the last 90 seconds, and it doesn't take long to reduce the deficit or create a lead. You lose concentration in these games for 1 or 2 minutes, you lose 4 or 5 points. It's an absolute game of chess. Much more physical, of course. A nice touch over the top to the back of the court to reach double figures. And 1, maybe 2 more points until we have our first break. In match number 1. Plenty of photos being taken courtside as well. I even saw just a few moments ago a local TV news company come in and sit by us high up in courtside or high up in the stands up here. So the first break for both teams. And on court number 2, also having their first break, Loughborough leading 11-10 in that one. So in both doubles fixtures, Loughborough 11-9 up and 11-10 up. Back underway on both courts. Just a little smash into the net, and Yule turns to his supporters and grimaces and not happy with himself on that one. All well and good in singles, but in doubles you very much feel like you're letting a teammate down as well. So the grimace is sometimes a little bit stronger. And well left by Yule. Another tiny mistake, but a tap of the hands between Smith and Yule, easily done. And make no mistake, these guys are athletes as well. You can hear plenty of music in the background. That's coming from the netball and the basketball courts. So 15-11 Loughborough on court 1, 16-11 Loughborough on court 2. Lovely touch. Completely side-footing his opponent. And just a little long and a little left. Gap closes back to 2. Always very nice to get the first point on the board for your team, especially when there's a consecutive game going on next to you, because it can feed through onto that court as well. We saw it earlier, Nottingham got off to a fantastic start and they never let up in the women's final. And frustration again from Yule. Very animated on the court. I like to see that. And back now within one. Again, coming into this final, Loughborough 8-0 winners in the semi-final and their quarter-final, brushing aside Durham and Derby on the way. Quarter-final for Nottingham, an 8-0 win over Worcester. In their semi-final, very close affair, 4-4 over Bath. Bath, last year's finalists, of course, against Loughborough, going out at the semi-final stage, courtesy of Games 1. We thought for a little while this morning that it might go to Games 1. Nottingham extremely strong throughout. On court number 2, the first game's been won by Loughborough, 21. I think it was 16, just turned this scoreboard over a bit too quick for me. Loughborough going the way of winning game number 1 and on court number 1 as well, especially with mistakes like that. You can't afford to give away points. So game point for Loughborough. And there we go. 2 taps into the net, seal it for them. So first game on both courts for Loughborough. So James Yule and Sam Smith trail Trailer and Rowe of Loughborough 1-0, as do Dan Blair and Leon Griffith. They trail Matt Clare and Max Flynn on court number 2. Nottingham having a chat with their coach. Loughborough quite happy just to chat between themselves and actually just enjoying watching the game on court number 2. Very calm and casual. They'll be impressed by their teammates start winning the first game as well. They're about ready to get back underway. After serving the start of game number 2. Oh, great recovery work from Loughborough, lovely touch. Flick of the net takes it away from Trailer. In a championship final, you take points however you can get them. But is that a little bit of luck of the net? Yule just recreating what he should have done there, he felt. Three consecutive lovely backhands from Loughborough, and a win just at the front of the net. And a bit more luck from Loughborough on the net. 4-1 already, a few minutes into this second game. A wonderful rally, but it's finished with a bit of a miss. Bring it back to 4-2, Nottingham. Tiny little fist bump between Ewell and Smith before Ewell serves and returns. And it's nice even to see on the points they lose, Ewell and Smith still returning to the centre of their half of the court for a little team talk, fist bump. No matter what happens. And a weak backhand from Smith, unfortunately tees up Loughborough. Just to smash that one back into the court, and 6-2. Here in game 2. And Loughborough leads 6-4 on court number 2 as well. That's the only part of the court that is obscured slightly from our vision. Just a BUCS advertising hoarding just in front of that yellow line. So they fall close to that one. Can't quite call them ourselves. It's incredibly interesting how close both matches are, as in score-wise. Lovely play again from Nottingham. Deficit still 3. A slightly longer chat in the court this time. Maybe changing tact. And it's worked, whatever was said. If they're going to turn things around, they need to do it in the next few minutes. One game down, a couple of points down, make that 3. And just a little bit of frustration showing from Smith this time. Just those little ones that get away are going to cost you in the end. Again, even on the mistakes, so nice to see them going back for the touch, teasing each other along a little bit. Whether they can see what's going on court number 2, not too sure. I'm sure they're not too interested as we reach the first break in game number 2. Loughborough leading 11-6. And one game up already as well. Over on court number 2 to keep you up to date. Loughborough 1 game up, but Nottingham now 9-8 in front. Make that 9-all. Very tight affair over there as well. So 11-6 back underway. Loughborough to serve. Good 7-shot rally. And a smash to the feet of Smith, unable to reach with a great backhand, great work from Smith. Teed that up nicely for the smash, right onto the tee. Still 5 points behind. Loughborough 9 away from the first match point. Again, 8 games in total. Most points wins. If it's 4-all, it goes to most games won within matches. So of course you want to win matches, but if you can win them 2-0, all the better. Nottingham found out in their semi-final v Bath. 4-all, getting into this final courtesy of points won, and it's great to see the home university represented in both the men's and women's finals. Women's final got underway this morning at 10:30, and after 2 hours play, Nottingham came out on top 5-2. They did have the championship sewn up a little bit before that. And that's why we didn't see an 8th match. And it was actually secured after 6 games, courtesy of games won already. Loughborough could not come back from it. And they played the 7th game. It just extended the winning scoreline. 14-9 now on court 1. So real work to take now for Nottingham into these final stages. Lovely touch from Smith and over the top from Yule. Great rally, and eventually just knocked out. Get all that work and effort put in. Must be pretty upsetting when you give it away to an unforced error right at the end. And again into the net, and this time an audible disapproval from Yule. 11-10 Nottingham on court number 2. And both Troller and Rowe let that one go between them, neither man going for it. Our first singles competitors just warming up in front of us as well. To the left of the court as you see it. They'll be on court in maybe 5-10 minutes or so, maybe longer if Nottingham can pull this one back. Some absolutely wonderful shots, and it's one with a little drop over the net. Plenty of Nottingham fans sat around me in the stand, appreciating the work of their fellow athletes. Of course, friends and family with us as well. Loughborough 3 points away from the first point on the board. And that's 1 back for Nottingham. Nottingham currently on course to win a game back over on court number 2. 13-11 leaders. 1 game down, mind. Drop shot and recovery and good smash there, so 2 in a row, Nottingham. Can they do something really incredible? And a few more of those, still 5-point deficit. And a good service brings Loughborough within 2, Trailer and Rowe. That's 3 of the last 4. Another little chat, another little hand clap. It's going to take a spectacular effort to bring back 7 points, and there's 1 gone. And it is match point for Trailer and Rowe of Loughborough. And they'll have 6 attempts at this. There's 1 gone, down to 5. (14-13) Nottingham on court 2. Wonderful work, but in the end, to no avail for Nottingham. Loughborough take the first match, they put the first point on the board. A 2-0 game win for Loughborough in match number 1. That might settle some nerves. We'll keep our eye on court number 2. Currently 1 game to Loughborough, 14-all now on court number 2. The next game on court 1, we're going to see the singles of representing Nottingham, Phone Pai Nang, against Loughborough's Sam Parsons. On 14-15 in favour of Loughborough now on court 2. 15 all, that's going to go right to the wire. So on comes Parsons for Loughborough. Nottingham yet to win a game in the Championship. 2-0 for Loughborough there. Currently 1-0 on court number 2. 16-15 now Loughborough court 2. Plenty of purple top supporters as well. So we'll let the guys warm up on court number 1. Again, Phone Pai Nang of Nottingham against Loughborough's Sam Parsons. Has that encouragement from the win on court number 1 fed through to court number 2. It is 18-16 Loughborough on court number 2. 3 points away from the second match point. And a good smash there to make it 19-16. So looks like it could be a 2-0 lead for Loughborough after the opening 2 games. Nottingham with everything to do on court 2 as they had on court 1. Couldn't quite make it on court 1. Do pull 1 back, 19-17 on court 2. So Nang and Parsons finish their warm-up on court 1. Shake of the hands with the officials. And a big high five as well between the players. Plenty of respect. Court number 2, now 20-18 Loughborough. And they've got 2 match points. And it looks like Nang is going to be first to serve, and that's the point to Loughborough on court number 2. That's another 2-0 victory. So Matt Clare and Max Flynn beat Dan Blair and Liam Griffith of Nottingham 2-0. And if you are just joining us, Matt Trowler and Mike Rowe also beat James Ewell and Sam Smith of Nottingham. So 2 points to 0 to Loughborough. 4 games to 0 as well. Nottingham yet to find a breakthrough on either court. You can see some of the women's team sat behind Nang. They'll be hoping, of course, something from this morning can rub off. Again, if you're just joining us for the singles, welcome to BUCS Big Wednesday here at the David Ross Sports Village in Nottingham. Our host university, University of Nottingham. University of Nottingham, in fact, one of the founding 10 universities in 1919. Our event partners are Cookery and Outgoing, and they join us in Nottingham for the 2nd year in a row. Here for the BUCS Big Wednesday. 14 sports in total across the day, 52 fixtures, 7 being streamed live. The hockey, football, basketball, volleyball, badminton, squash, and of course you're joining us for the netball. Thank you very much for joining us. There's also a few trophy fixtures going on. These are, of course, championship matches we're watching, and as we speak, the trophy match for the women is happening at the far end of the venue. That is between Derby and Nottingham. Earlier on this morning, Loughborough seconds beat Bath in their trophy final. And we're about to get back underway here on court one. It's Nang versus Parsons. And a very kind gift to Nang from Parsons in the opening serve. You can hear some background noise, very, very raucous, as to our left-hand side or through the far side of the court as you look at things. The netball is just getting underway. They've got a fantastic crowd in for the netball. That could get pretty rowdy. So, match number 3 underway here on court 1. And court 2, warming up is Johnny Tarjison and David Jones. Tarjison of Nottingham, Jones of Loughborough. And some very, very delicate touches before a little smash from Nang. We've even got an air horn next door, so if you hear an air horn, it's not on the Badminton side of things. It's most definitely coming from the netball, but that could be relentless as well. Again, some lovely touches by Parsons. Great backhand as well, but just not long enough. Just needs to be tapped back by Nang. 4-2 leader. And Tarjison and Jones a few moments from getting underway on court 2. Some lovely touches by both athletes, a little bit long from Parsons. Gives Nang another point, 5-2 leader now. Could he be the first man to at least make a game go Nottingham's way? And Loughborough, reigning champions. Great recovery from Nang, my goodness me. How did he get it over the net? And Parsons then smashes it into the top of the net. That's a great point one from Nang. And he extends it out to a 4-point lead. And Nottingham will serve to start the match on court number 2. Keep you up to date as best we can with that one. We'll keep our eyes on court 1. 8 consecutive overhand smashes. And then a mislead from Parsons. He's gifting points away here, 7-2 Nang. And there's a lovely smash to stop the rot from Parsons. 4 consecutive points from Nang. A couple were really putting his hand. And a smash now from Parsons. So Parsons with serve. He'll desperately want to get a run of 2 or 3 points going, but he's not going to do it like that. Nang definitely looking the calmer of the 2. Parsons a little bit more on edge on the court. But maybe that's just frustration coming out. 2 smashes well returned and then one of his own from Parsons. Lovely work. 8-4 reduces the deficit. Now another chance just to make a little run of 2 or 3, start cutting into that lead of Nang. Late return from the serve. Nice backhand overhand. Full range of shots in this rally. Every single square of the court being used as well. And these are the ones you want to make sure you win. All that effort. Want to make it count. Wonderful, wonderful badminton. 3 consecutive shots into the front right-hand corner. But Nang returns. And maybe Parsons regrets leaving that one now. Just drops inside, so cuts it to 3, 2 points in a row. And a change of shuttlecock. All the use of the towel from Nang. And he goes to give the towel to his coach, has to come back and put it in the box. Where's he taking it? He's left the court for a moment. Not sure what he's up to. Gone for a little walk. He's gone to a toilet break maybe. I've only been playing about 10 minutes or so. He's gone out of view. Here he comes back with the same towel over his shoulder. No idea. He walks across the court again. Find a little bit of debris, do a bit of spring cleaning, and then the towel goes in the box. Not a clue. But we're back underway with Parsons serving. Very soft return. Picked up nicely by Parsons. Unfortunate error from Yang, but it's 3 points in a row from Parsons. And this will do him the absolute world of good. Nottingham leading on both courts. 6-4 up on court number 2. And my goodness me, Parsons really coming back into this one now. 4 consecutive points. Now it's Yang that needs to stop the rot. Oh my goodness, wow. Into the net from Nang. What's he thinking? I was leading this by 4 points about 2.5 minutes ago. I went for a walk and now I'm 8 all. Lovely again from Parsons. Was it just out? Just waiting to see. Confirmation on the scoreboard. I thought it was in, and it has been ruled in. There's a little bit of hesitation. Yep, so Parsons takes the lead 9-8. So if you missed the Women's Championship this morning, you can still watch it. It's all been recorded and available online. Just Google BUCS Big Wednesday Badminton. And the women's is there waiting for you. You may have already heard us tell the score, but just pretend you don't know. So Parsons now, I make that 6 if not 7 points in a row and another. This is absolutely incredible. From 8-4 down to an 11-8 lead. And he is on an absolutely flying run of form. And the early leader, Nang, needs to do exactly what Parsons just done. And on court number 2, Nottingham lead 10-6. And there's a little bit of staring, I'm going to say, between the two players. So Johnny Tarjason for Nottingham and David Jones for Loughborough on court 2. Just a little shot close to the net from Tarjason, straight into the chest of Jones. And there was a little stare down. And that's now reached the first break. Tarjason leading 11-6. Back to court 1. Parsons, 11-8 leader with serve. And that's 11-12. And that's 8 straight points now for Sam Parsons. And there's the end of the rot, and he gets some support from his teammates, does Nang. It's his first point in 9 rallies. Now, can he do something similar to Parsons over the last few minutes? Parsons, great backhand from the back of the court, and Parsons drops it into the net. That's a wonderful point. A lot more play now from the back of the court. They have spent a lot of time in the centre and frontal areas. Oh, what a recovery from Nang. Wow. And we continue. Absolutely brilliant stuff here on court 1. Nang on the floor again for the second time. And then Parsons drops it into the net. Wonderful, best point of the game so far. Unfortunately ends with a drop into the net, but it's the third consecutive point now from Nang this time. Talk about peaks and troughs. Nang goes back to his box for his towel, and he's just trying to wish something away from the court, maybe a little bug on the court or something. He's just trying to, well, if it was a bug, it's dead now. So he was trying to waft it, then he's just scraped it with his shoe. So one spectator at least getting a little bit too close to the action for Nang's liking. So just 12-11 now, Parsons. An absolutely back and forth game, if ever there was one. And that's gone a little bit long, so the run of 3 points ends with a shot over the back baseline. Parsons just making 3 or 4 attempts to get the officials' recognition to change shuttlecocks again. Parsons, 13-11, game 1. And again, a second consecutive long play from Nang gives another point to Parsons and Loughborough on court number 2. Tarjason for Nottingham is leading 16-9 in game number 1. And then to our left, every time there's a goal we get the hooter. You can maybe hear it. And Nottingham are playing in the net ball. That's a hooter every time Nottingham score. It's a roar, and somebody squeezes their finger on that trigger. Really not putting off the players here in courts 1 and 2, because we're seeing some wonderful stuff. And that's another wide run from Nang. That's 3 in the last 6 that have failed to land on the opposite side of the court. And Parsons leads 15-12. Wonderful stuff again. Great work from Parsons. Maybe that one was just going wide. Second from last shot, and Nang actually turns around and looks at the line thinking, was that going over? It did look close. Nevertheless, Parsons takes the point. 16-12. Mighty close to the tram line, and it does just fall out. It's just the way of Nang. 17-13, 19-11 on court number 2, Nottingham. Oh my goodness me, what happened there? Both players, rackets in the air, and it's gone the way of Parsons, so there's a little tippy-tappy at the net, and just as it raised about 6 inches above, Nang went for the slam, and Parsons just positioned his racket exactly where Nang was smashing the ball. Shuttlecock comes straight off his racket, straight back into Nang's side of the court, and of course ruled legal. So 18-14 now, Parsons. Nottingham have won game 1 on court 2. Tarjison 21-11. That's over David Jones of Loughborough. And we're nearing the end of game 1 here on court 1. And Nang successfully this time leaves the long effort. He gets back within 4. He led by 4 in the early stages, trails by 4 in the latter. Another lave, this time not as successful, just drops inside, and then flicks it back in frustration. Game point now for Parsons. Lovely stuff, just over the top of the net. In fact, touches the top of the net, flicks over. Nang can only give a little quick flick to his side, and it's a backhand slam from Parsons to take game 1. So still no games won for Nottingham on court number 1. However, Tarjison over on court number 2, 21-11 leader, or game winner in game 1. So they're having their little break, as we do here on court 1. So match score at the minute, 2 points to 0 to Loughborough. Matty Trowler and Mike Rowe for Loughborough beating James Ewell and Sam Smith. We're on court 1 at 3 p.m. And on court 2, Matt Clare and Max Flynn beat Dan Blair and Leon Griffiths of Nottingham to make it 2-0. And here in our first pair of singles matches, as you can see, Nang trails Parsons in the first game. But on court number 2, first game on the board for Nottingham, Tarjison leads David Jones courtesy of 21-11 in game number 1, and they're already underway in game 2, in fact. Nang just having the last few words with his 2 coaches, or coach and teammates. Still plenty of support around the court. In fact, there's not enough seats. You can probably see people sat around the court on their hands and bums. And there's a lot of home team support, as you can imagine. Loughborough not a million miles away, but still needed a travelling fan base. But again, with so many sports going on, there's always going to be a fellow contingent of players to come and support you whilst they're between games, and vice versa during the lunchtime break. I've no doubt plenty of the Nottingham and Loughborough teams went to see their fellow table tennis players, netball players. There was basketball going on. Just outside there's lacrosse, football, everything happening. Lovely smash from Nang. Both players covering the court so well. So many points, and Parsons not happy with that one. Hit himself on the back of the head with the racket 6 or 7 times there. And now he's rubbing the back of his head, maybe a little bit too aggressive. And a really easy smash from Nang there, but far too long. He won't be happy with that at all. Yeah, sort of bread and butter smash from the front of the court with your opponent isolated in one area. Oh, great return from Parsons. And Nang can only flop it into the net. 3-2 Parsons. Court number 2, Jones is leading Tygerson in game 2, 6-4. Lovely touch, great return, and a great smash to finish. Good point. Real full use of his arsenal of shots in that fairly short rally. And Nang leads again for the first time in some time, 4-3. He led very early on by some margin in game number 1, 8-4 at one point. Incredible run of 8 points from Parsons in that game 1, turned that game around. Good rally, they're putting on a good performance. These guys are really good show for the supporters courtside, and of course you guys watching, and if you're in the gallery around me as well. 5-4 Nang on court 2. Jones leads 10-6 in game 2 over Tygerson, so that would go in the direction of a third game. As we saw here in court 1, it's incredible how quickly things can turn around in the space of a couple of minutes. 4 or 5 consecutive points, a lack of concentration, and momentum, huge momentum shifts available. Some brilliant returns again. And a wonderful hit down into the front square of the court. And his teammates, family and friends appreciate that one. And now he leads by 3 in game number 2. As they take the break over on court 2, Jones leading Tygerson 11-9. And a great smash again from Parsons. And Nang once again goes to his box, changing rackets. And in fact, he's having to go for a little walk again. I hope he's counting his steps, because he's got an extra few ones in the last 20 minutes. And he's chosen a third racket from behind the sponsors board. Where's that from? Not too sure. So he's changed the racket he's using and also changed his spare one as well. I can only imagine there was some sort of damage to the original racket. Some damage to the shuttlecock too, that'll be changed. Half a bin's worth now of damaged ones on the right hand side of the court. Absolutely wonderful stuff, just missing the net, Parsons. My goodness, he must have come within a half an inch of that with his chest or his head. But a successful point win. Just 1 point the deficit now, chasing Nang in game 2. Lovely touch from the floor, just a couple of inches wide of the tram line. And that brings up 7-7. Such great play at the front of the net. Oh my goodness, wow. Really impressive stuff to watch. I'm sure you're enjoying this. And Nan takes out another 1 point lead on court number 2. 12-11 now for Jones. Just went for the hot dog between the legs. Very, very close, and Parsons not happy, I think, with the arena announcer possibly, as he lost that point. I think he lost concentration and pointed in the direction of the announcer here in the stadium, or not stadium, the venue. Either way, trading 7-9. Nang looking to get the first full point on the board for Nottingham, and he's going to get closer with little mistakes like that from Parsons. On court number 2, 13-12, that is tight. Tajerson with a 1 game lead on court 2, trailing 13-12 to Jones in game 2. And then returns the favour with 1 into the face of the net. Parsons 2 down in game 1. There's 4 down, led to a 4-point lead. And Nang is again asking for a new shuttlecock. That one probably lasted about 2 rallies. You can see there's a fairly sizable tube of shuttlecocks courtside. Might need another tube at this rate. Only a point, maybe 2 away from the halfway break in this second game, and that's 10-10. Jones leading 15-13 on court 2. On courts 3 and 4, the Women's Championship underway. This is Nottingham versus Derby. Frustration from Nang there, very close to the net, and he goes in at the halfway break, 11-10 down. And 1 game down, plenty to do. He's changing his t-shirt. So Nang with 2 to chat to. Parsons just happy to take in some fluid. A little shaky in the opening stages of this match, but has since then taken control. Control of game 2 on court 2, with Jones 16-14 now, needs to win the game. So back underway for the fourth and final time here between Phone Pine Nang of Nottingham and Sam Parsons, of Loughborough. Great work there from Nang. 11 apiece. Comes down to a first to 10 game really. To either extend the match and put another point on the board for Loughborough. It could make it 3-0 in the overall scorings. And that becomes a really, really big mountain to climb. And there's the second tube of shuttlecocks just being delivered by an extra official. I thought they were going through them. And another. I should have counted. 18-17 on court 2. Parsons 13-11 here. Lovely backhand, lovely return from Nang as well. And it's long from Nang. So Parsons edges closer all the time. It's the third full match point for Loughborough. Nang not got long at all to do something about this. Needs a super run of points. Oh, what a return, but he can't do it twice, can he? Parsons fist bump as he goes 15-11 ahead. And on court 2, it's game points for Jones. He's got 3 game points to make it level at 1-1. Some lovely touches, but Nang just setting up Parsons with a little smash to his left-hand side. 16-11 now. Everything going Parsons' way. They went into the break at 11-11. 5 consecutive points from Parsons. Make that 6 as Nang goes long and he looks away in disgust. And there's his first mistake in 6 or 7 rallies from Parsons. Tickles one into the net. And just looking at court 2, and it's 20-19 now to Jones. So he's lost 2 match points, he's got 1 more. And 17-14, a couple of wayward touches from Parsons, lets Nang back in. Only 4 points away from losing this match. Some lovely sharp returns. It's a great smash, great setup. And great delivery from Parsons, 18-14. And good news if you're a Loughborough fan, because Dan Jones has just won game 2 on court 2. 1 apiece now with Tarjison. 21-19 the score in that second game between those two. And more good work from Parsons, 19-14, 2 games away now to make this 3-0 in total to Loughborough. And you might be able to hear some incredible stuff going on in the netball. But some absolutely beautiful play as well here from Parsons and Nang, 2014. Match point, and he's given it away. Nang, 3rd point on the board for Loughborough. And a 6th consecutive game to Loughborough here on court number 1 as well. It was a shaky start from Parsons. 8-4 down early in the first game. Came back to lead that one. 16-8 I think it was at one point. An incredible turnaround. And then 21-14 in game number 2. So Nottingham need to do something and do something fast. And that is currently in the hands of Tajerson. Over on court number 2, it's 1 game apiece over there. They're just getting underway with game 3. You must think that Nottingham have got to win that game, or that match even. Only 1 game in total gone their way so far. Here on court 1, it's been everything the way of Loughborough. 3 2-0 wins. Sorry, 2-0 win, of course, early on. Who did we see? We saw James Ewell and Sam Smith go down to Harley Taylor and Mike Rowe. At the same time on court number 2, Dan Blair and Liam Griffiths of Nottingham lost out to Matt Clare and Max Flynn 2-0. And we've just seen Sam Parsons beat Phone Pai Nang of Nottingham 2-0 as well. The first game of the match for Nottingham coming from Johnny Tajerson, currently on court number 2 versus David Jones. David Jones just brought that back to 1-1. So who are we going to see next on court number 1? They're just warming up. For Nottingham, you'll see James Ewell and Sam Smith. We've already seen them once, we're going to see them again. And this time for Loughborough, Matt Cave and Max Flynn. Sorry, Matt Clare and Max Flynn for Loughborough. And just in response to the chat box on YouTube, Prediction N Gaming, just mentioning that there's women's games on in the background. You're absolutely right, that's the trophy games going on courts number 3 and 4. And this morning we live streamed the women's championship game, and in the background we had the men's trophy game. So live streams of both the championship matches, and we'll keep you as up to date as we can with the trophy matches. If you want to check it out for yourself, you can go on bucs.org.uk. All the BUCS Big Wednesday scores available for you there. Or of course, I'm sure you've got either Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, if not all 3. Look for @BucsSport or use the hashtag BucsBigWednesday. So much going on, so much going on. 14 sports, 7 streamed live, 52 fixtures. All happening with our event partners, Cookery and Outgoing. 100 years this year of BUCS or British University. Nottingham, our host venue for the 2nd year in a row. One of the founding 10 universities in 1919. And mighty me, has it grown. So warm-up's done. Yeah, toss of the coin by the courtside official. And we'll find out who's going to be streaming first. .6-5 currently on court 2. That singles game still going on between Tajerson and Jones. 6-5 Tajerson's way, 1 game apiece. That is an absolutely crucial match. If Jones wins that, that's a 4-0 lead in a best-of-8 fixture. It puts a lot of pressure on the rest of the Nottingham team. Tajerson wins it, of course. Makes it 3-1. A little bit tastier. And gives his teammates a bit of a boost as well. So here we go. Final little couple of practices on the short serves. I think we're ready to get underway. The time is 11 minutes past 4. So we're 71 minutes into this match already. And Nottingham still looking for their first point. 3-0 Loughborough. However, on court number 2, Tajerson for Nottingham is in a 9-6 lead in game 3. It's a very good start here for Nottingham. Smith and Newell in their second and final doubles game. That's their first one 2-0. They want to rectify that, certainly. But the chaps they're playing also won 2-0. And they'll, of course, want to continue that run. Something's got to break. (9-9) now on court 2. My goodness me. A lovely smash and a slap of the hands between Newell and Smith. At 5-3, the shuttlecock bin gets a little bit busier. Lovely stuff again, building the support from courtside as well. Again, there's a lot of green. Nottingham are on home territory. And this is a big rivalry between these two universities. Again, if you're just joining us and you're not aware, this morning from 10:30 we had the Women's Championship final. 5-2 in favour of Nottingham. Loughborough had won the championship 5 consecutive years. It was finally broken this morning. They're very happy and proud home women's badminton team. Yang, the standout star from that one, played the game with such phenomenal ease. Might be worth having a look at the stream, it's all recorded. Just looks for BUCS Badminton on YouTube, you'll find it. 2 singles games that never ever looked like losing a game. And we're absolutely flying through the points. Much quicker the doubles than the singles. 8-5 already. And on court 2, Tajerson leads 11-10. Smash down the right-hand side. I can't believe we're already approaching the break almost in this first game here in our 3rd doubles match. And more lovely stuff, 3 in a row. .11 apiece on court 2. I'm going to keep you up to date because I know the game's so important. Oh, nice little catch there from the courtside official. 3-point lead approaching the break for Nottingham. And this win won't just do them the world of good, it'll do their team the absolute world of good as well. If Tyson can't win on court 2, then a 4-0 down is absolutely perilous. They would actually need to win every single match. The second set of 4 matches, win them all 2-0 to win the championship. Anything less, not good enough. Great teamwork from Nottingham. And that gets the fans a full round of applause for that one. It takes them in 11-7 at the break in game number 1. Straight to the water bottles, of course. On court number 2, it's 13-12 Tyson. A fairly short break for our doubles players, so on court 1. Final couple of words with the Nottingham coach. New shuttlecock to start the second half of game 1. And away we go. So a 4-point lead into the second half of game 1. It's up comfortable, but by no means nothing that can't come back from. Straight away it's 5. And a lovely smash between the legs of Smith. And another smash in return, returning the favour. 13-8, 5-point lead. Oh, lovely backhand. Oh, what a point. Absolutely cracking stuff. Best shot of the match, right round the back. And leads to a win as well, and extends the lead to 6. And guess what, folks? Court number 2. The lead for Tyson. Now 17-12. Looks like Nottingham could be getting their first point of the championship. Oh, missed smash from Loughborough, but maybe did it just come off the shoulder of Nottingham? No. Went all the way long on its own. 15-9 now. Three in a row, 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 6. Oh my goodness me, everything returned though, everything returned. And then into the net. And folks, it is 6 match points to Tyson on court number 2. And he's taken it, first point for Nottingham on the board. 2 games to 1, and we come back to court number 1. And that changes the dynamic slightly. So 3-1 now for Loughborough. And this doubles game just got a little bit more important for Nottingham. They're well and truly back in this. If Tyson had lost that, it would have been almost game over. A long, long way back. But now, more than a glimmer of hope, because it's back to 3-1. And Nottingham are leading comfortably in this doubles game on court number 1. And more rallies like that, 19-11, 2 points away from the first game. And let's be honest, they could really do with winning this 2-0. Very exciting for the neutral, at least. I'm sure Loughborough fans won't agree with me. But now game point in game number 1. As the second set of doubles warm up over on the far side in court 2. Again, women's trophy action going on court 3 and 4, just like there was men's this morning. We stick with the championship games. Smith doing all the work here. And then he finally goes short after 6 or 7 long ones. As to Loughborough, and there's the final shot to win it. But still, 7 match points to come. Game points, sorry. Well ahead of myself. 7 game points for Nottingham. And they've not taken the first one. If you're a betting man or woman, you'd say they're probably going to take this game. Everybody's got to get over that line. A really good little serve there for Nottingham. Loughborough, sorry. Straight over the head of Smith. But you know what? They've taken 3 in a row. They've only got 4 or 5 left chances at this before it goes into further into the 20s territory. You'd think they're going to take one of them, surely. So from 2012 we get to 2016 and things are a little bit twitchy. Even at 2016 you'd still imagine that's probably a good enough margin, but on we go. Oh, great return from Loughborough, and again second time. Great rally, 9 or 10 smashes now from Smith at the back. His arm must be getting short sorely. He's going to need a drink after this point. What a finish to this game this would be. And then we go delicate and back to the long overhead smashes again. What an incredible point, my goodness. And there it goes to Loughborough, finally. All that work for 1 point, it doesn't seem enough, does it? It's 2017, and from 2012, they've won 5 consecutive points, Loughborough. And 5 more, they take the game from absolutely nowhere. (2018). And a bit of a smile between Smith and his Nottingham coach. And finally, there we go, and a roar of applause on court from Ewell. And that probably took about 5 points longer than they wanted, and there's rackets going everywhere. Nottingham and Loughborough coming to collision, completely accidental between the transition of boxes from one side of the court to the other. And no less than 8 rackets on the floor. So relief there from Ewell. A big roar when that final point went down. And Nottingham take the opening point. And we'll shortly be getting underway as well with our 4th and final doubles match on court 2. Again, I'll bring it to you, or the updates at least. And Little Man 787 asked on the chat box what's the difference between the championship and trophy matches. It's the equivalent, Little Man, of Premier League Championship and kind of League One in football. My best probably example. It's just kind of different divisions. They also have shield matches as well. and that's the equivalent of Division 1, but the Championship is the equivalent, it's the top tier, Trophy is the second tier, and the Shield the third tier. So that's why we're streaming the Championship matches, because it is the pinnacle of the badminton competition. Had the women's from 10:30 this morning. And the men's started at 3 PM this afternoon. Almost an hour and a half into it already. Loughborough leading 3-1. And from the floor, 2 shots from Smith. Second one didn't make it over the net. If you do have any comments, please let us know. We'll try and react to as many as we can on the YouTube feed, of course. We've got that on in front of us, but of course our eyes are firmly fixed on the match itself. A little nutmeg there from Nottingham. So we're underway on court number 2. Very early stages, 3-2 Nottingham in that one. Taking part in that game is Dan Blair and Leon Griffiths for Nottingham. And the boys we saw on court number 1 earlier for Loughborough, Harley Towler and Mike Rowe. Give you a score update, although you can't see it, I will give you the score updates as we get deeper into this fixture. Everything becomes more and more significant. And a 2-0 win for Nottingham here would be very significant. Puts them right back in the game. And with this match on court number 2 starting a little bit later, maybe a tiny little mix-up, but a slap of the hands for the Nottingham pair, Ewell and Smith. 3 apiece. And a lovely serve there over the top of Ewell. I've just seen a flurry of points for Loughborough on court 2. 3 in a row to go 6-3 up. Lovely work from Loughborough. They go 5-4 into a lead. And just another question again on the feed. Little Man 787, what is the Championship and what is the Trophy? To explain that the format of the competition remains the same throughout. So it's always best of 8 games, 6 competitors per side, 4 singles, 4 doubles. That stays the same. The Championship, Trophy and Shield, all it is, it's the names for the different divisions. So like Division 1, 2, 3 is just called Championship, Trophy, Shield. You can get relegated and promoted from either one. And ironically, for all of them, you actually get a cup rather than a Shield or a Trophy or a Championship. And 7-4 now Loughborough, 7-5 make that. So we've only had the 1 game so far out of 4 that have finished, gone to a 3rd game. On court number 2, after being 3-all, they're already at the break. in game one. Loughborough leading 11-5. More great doubles play action. Everyone involved, every single corner of the court used, and eventually it's pushed out by Nottingham. And there's some wonderful stuff on court too. Nottingham coming back into that one, 11-7 now. Wow, how did they get over the net? Some absolutely wonderful rallies. Oh my goodness. And Smith has changed racket mid-point. You won't see that too often. He gave it a go. Unfortunately, Yule couldn't keep the shuttlecock above the net. But changing racket mid-point, my goodness me. If he came back into that one and got the point, that would have been even more impressive. The fact that he even attempted it. The fact that it crossed his mind. I'll tell you what, they're serving up some great rallies now, these boys, aren't they? 10-5 Loughborough. (14-7) Loughborough on court 2. They're in their first game, of course. Started a little bit late after the 3-game singles match prior to that. Great reaction work at the net from Loughborough. Takes them into the break 11-5. Interesting, exactly the same score in court number 2. That was 11-5 to Loughborough. And 15-7 over on that side. So interestingly, throughout this tournament, and I'm talking about the women's as well, it's interesting how when Nottingham take a break, the coach will come over almost every single time. Whereas Loughborough are quite often happy to just chat amongst themselves. Definitely worked for the women this morning, not going the way of the men this afternoon. Slam from the centre court through the legs of Yule, takes it to 12-5. Loughborough just reaching into the shuttlecock box, tube themselves, and the official says, no, I'll get that for you, and he indicates that he's got an empty tube now. So if they want another in the next couple of points, they're going to have to go to the main desk. And there's one back at least for Nottingham. 7 points down now though in game 2. And a strange shot there from Nottingham, just a little tapper, a couple of yards from left to right. And he realised halfway through the stroke that he wasn't going to make it. Very well left at the back of the court from Loughborough. Touch of the hands. And that brings them within 6 points of tying this up at 1 game apiece. Nottingham, after winning that first game, languishing down on just 6 points. Leave it long again, and this is going just only the way of Loughborough. 17-6 game 2. And on court number 2, Loughborough did take that first game in the second set of doubles. So just doing some maths in my head now. Loughborough just need one more match. Maybe not be possible to beaten on games. Well, that confirmed, of course. There's 1 point back at least. 2 away from second game now for Loughborough to make it 1 apiece. So a good 3 or 4 inches inside the baseline from Smith. He was getting ready for game 3, and that's a lovely soft overhand. Just trickling over the net, and it means 1 game all. And Nottingham now really with their backs against the wall. So this time Loughborough have a chat with their coach. A bit longer break this time. Maybe it's just the mid-game breaks that they're left to their own devices. On court number 2, they're in game number 2 now. Loughborough leading that one 1-0. Current score 4-3 to Nottingham. This is pretty much championship on the line in this game. If Loughborough win this game and this match, I don't believe it's mathematically possible for Nottingham to come back into this one, even if they won every other remaining game available in the entire competition. Let's see how things go. Oh, a great smash to start the game. Misplaced smash. Ties it up at 1 point apiece, 1 game apiece. And Smith and Newell certainly won't want to lose both their doubles matches. Matt Clare and Max Flynn, they've already won their first one, and the coaches appreciate that point. A long, long way to go in game 3. On court number 1, 1 game currently to Loughborough, and they lead 7-6 in the second. Lovely, lovely smash. And more applause. It's a very early 3-1 lead. It is very, very early. But they'll be over the moon with this third and final game has started. 4-1 now. Good effort from Nottingham, just a little bit low, and Smith goes straight over to give you a little touch of the palm, appreciating that there's sometimes even the best effort of shots just don't go over. Doesn't mean they were bad efforts, it's marginally out, and at this level of badminton it is absolutely marginal. And Loughborough there, again we've seen a change of rackets mid-point, and this time they've come back into the point. And incredible backhands, great work. Oh, but it is won by Nottingham in the end. Incredible rally, incredible work from Nottingham, changing racket, Loughborough, changing rackets mid-point. And then with that racket, pulling off a couple of incredible backhands. But the points in the end go in the way of Nottingham, 5-3 now. Shot from left to right from Loughborough. And Newell left it. Just scrapes it over the yellow line right. And one more and Loughborough will be back on level terms. And that is the point there. A missed touch over the net. On court 2, 10 apiece. They'll be going into the break in the next few seconds. Lovely smash, and in fact they win 3 points on the trot and go into the lead, Loughborough. Now on court number 2, Nottingham fans will be happy to know that they have gone into the lead at the halfway stage at 11-10, yet one game down. Great work again by all four. Some of the rallies in this game, absolute joy to watch. Sort of sit here in awe sometimes. And there's an unfortunate short smash into the net. That gives Loughborough another point, 7-5 now. They edge towards victory and the championship. Lovely touches over the net. High backhand, forehand smash. Little lob shot, little flick again. Back of the court. Little backhand, very cheeky indeed. High backhand from Smith. This is wonderful stuff, and then just outdone at the end. Nottingham there. They'll be disappointed not to get or stop the rot, because that is 5 in a row for Loughborough. They lead 8-5. Another appreciative smash. And they need to turn things around and turn it around quickly. Just trying to do some calculations whilst I'm watching 2 games and a live stream at the same time. I'll make it Nottingham need to win every single match now, irrespective of score, with Loughborough's early 3-2-0 game wins. Because a 4-4 is going to go the way of Loughborough on games 1. And it's currently 3-1 to Loughborough at the current time. So everything needing to go the way of the dark green, our host University Nottingham. And again, a wonderful host venue here at the David Ross Sports Village. If you've not been down, make it, it's worth a trip. Just have a look around. Voted the best sports university in the country by the Times magazine, so a significant pat on the back, that one. And what we've seen in the venue today, the performances have lived up to the facilities. And there's the break then. 11-7 Loughborough. And there's not too many smiling Nottingham fans enjoying the occasion maybe. But this is only going in one direction at the minute. Over on court 2, Loughborough lead by 1-0. Nottingham do lead by 16 points to 15. It's not done yet. But they'll need to win both of these doubles games, finish those out, and then win both the singles games. Very excited netball fans to my far left, or beyond the furthest point of the court as you look at things. And then beyond that, in the same room, there's an absolutely enormous set of bleachers and stands. And then beyond that, a basketball court as well. It's absolutely enormous. Well, court number 2, Loughborough leading 18-16. They've won 3 points in a row. And that would pretty much seal it, wouldn't it? So back to court 1. Smith and Ewell are going to do everything they can over the second half of game number 3 here. Won a couple in a row, and that'll get people a little bit more excited. There's a couple of crossed arms and very relaxed. Not long ago, maybe 30 minutes ago, on the edge of their seat and cheering. But things have gone purple instead of dark green. Court number 2, Loughborough have match point, just to update you there. It's into, oh, a very long audible cheer from Smith here on court number 1. Maybe you heard that one. Maybe a hint of sarcasm in there, I'm not too sure, but either way. Another great smash as well, a second consecutive long cheer. And on court number 2, Loughborough have taken the game, the match 2-0. So I think that is good night in terms of the championship. But for now, we will just concentrate on court number 1 and come back to the maths and the scores. And you know what? People are getting back on the edge of their seats in this match at least, because that's 3 in a row courtesy of the smash of Smith. And his cheers get longer and louder with each point he wins. Some great underhand returns from Ewell. And that is 4, my goodness! Were we going to turn around in this match and save some personal pride? Of course, team pride as well. It does come down to the final score. There'll always be a winner, but the final score will go down in a little bit of history as well, whether it's 5-3 or 4-4. That number's remembered, so every point does count. And Loughborough edge 1 step closer, but then 1 step back. Those little flicks into the net. About a decade ago, you got away with that. The second service and only winning points on your serve. But those days are long gone, and now it is important. You may as well just wrap a point in a bow and a bit of paper and hand it over the net to the team when you do that. There's another little quick one. So we have some really fantastic rallies that last 20, 30, 40 shots sometimes, and then equally within 2 seconds you can hit 2 into the net and all that work is undone. Loughborough, both men edging for the shot, one on the ground, one stood, but together they knock it out of play to the right hand side, and there'll be a retying of shoelaces. One attempt at the moonwalk, very, very poor attempt that. So just getting a little bit of residue, some damp residue on the court. And these guys have been playing now. Oh, incredible backhand through the legs to save it in. Wow, let it go originally. But it doesn't help win a point because it brings back to 17-17. And this match is going right down to the wire. The championship won't, but this match is going all the way. A game apiece, 17 points apiece. Wonderful stuff again, so incredibly quick. Even from about 20 feet up and courtside. Keeping your eye on those shots as they go back and forth on the floor again. And a great return, 3 great returns. Wow. And eventually it just falls out. Maybe deserved more than that, but credit to Nottingham where it's due. Sending them back into the same spot every single time. You're going to get there eventually, and they did. Now lead 18-17. Game number 3. There's only a few minutes left in this one. Give a point away, 18 all. This would go into the 20s somewhere. We've not yet had a single match that's gone past 21 points. Could this be the first one? And it wouldn't be unfair to the match either. It's been incredibly tight throughout. Every Nottingham point now gets a louder and louder cheer from the home support. 19-18, 2 away from a match win. Short delay, a little chat. Where do you want me to send this one? Clap of the hands. Let's do it. 2 points to go. There'll be an almighty cheer if they can get it over the line. Five or six smashes close into the net. Little drop shots out to the back and forth again. And it's in. Oh my goodness, that's 20-18. And they're having a chat about the shuttlecock. Nottingham happy to take it. Loughborough didn't want it. Maybe it's a little bit of good luck in that shuttlecock. They kept it, stopped it going in the bin for 1 point at least. And 2 match points for Nottingham. Maybe a little bit of raucous scenes if they do get this one over the line. In one of the best matches so far, and Loughborough take another point. 20-19, 1 match point saved. And now they change shuttlecocks. It's all mind games, isn't it? And Nottingham not happy that they've changed shuttlecocks. And they're going to get on with things because they've still got a match point here. And it's into the net, it's 20 all. Oh my goodness me! So we will be going beyond the 21 points for the first time in either the women's or the men's championship. And what a game to do it, it's fully deserved as well. And in the final game and into the net, 21-20. Another match point. A third match point for Nottingham. And get ready for a bit of noise. Oh, it's flicked off the top of the net. It's 21 apiece. Great, great stuff. Both cheering and laughing in the stands. Just over the net from Loughborough. Good smash down, return. Back to the back of the court. Every single inch being used. Left, right, front and back. And it goes again. 22-21 Nottingham. Brilliant stuff. Crowd appreciating it. On court number 2, we've got a singles game getting underway. There's Phone Pine Nang and David Jones. Let's forget about that for a minute, because it's 22 apiece. Oh, and it's match point for Loughborough. Nottingham didn't agree with the serve. But either way, Loughborough now with their first match point. Nottingham have had 4 match points. Loughborough, this is their first. Can they convert the first one? They'll break some hearts here, courtside. Very close indeed. And that looked into me. And it is indeed 23 apiece now. Where will this one go? Where's it going to end? Everybody on the edge of their seats. To the front, behind, and up here in the stands to the side of the court. And it's into the net, and that's the win. Sorry, that's match point again. Even I'm losing track of points. It's 24-23 Nottingham. And they want to change again, Shuttlecock. Maybe they don't. Bit of confusion between both officials and players. Like which one they want to use. They want to keep the one they're winning points with. That's pretty natural. Match point again, 5th one for Nottingham. Oh, it's 24-24. Great return through the centre. Split Smith and Yule right down the middle. And now Smith changes shuttlecocks again. So we're back to 24 apiece. The crowd courtside grows and grows. They're moving over from other courts to have a little look at this one. Great numbers. And it's back again, 25-24. Just unable to control it, Loughborough. Out the side of the court. And yet another shuttlecock. Seems to be almost won every other point now. Back to the game though. Diving save and down onto the ground. 25 apiece. So Nottingham, 7 match points they've had. Loughborough just the 1. There is a match on court too, it's a singles game, but let's forget about that for now. Everything happening here. Talk about down to the wire, and it is a good serve as well. And there's a little bit of disagreement somewhere. Has the point gone to Loughborough? And that long one's in. I think it's 26-26, but even the scorer doesn't know. She's got it as 25-25 because the scoreboard only goes up to 25. It's 26-26. We've run out of numbers on the scoreboard. I've never seen that before. And there it's in again from Nottingham. So I make that 27-26, and I'm going for numbers in my head now, so I've got nothing to go by. 27-26 Nottingham. Is this their 8th or 9th match point? There's been plenty. Oh, great returns. And a smash down. A second smash, and they take it, they've done it! 28-26, 2 games to 1 Nottingham. An absolutely fantastic doubles match to finish the doubles part of this championship. What an absolute pleasure to watch that here on court number 1. So James Ewell and Sam Smith, after losing their opening doubles game, do take the win at the second time of asking over Matt Clare and Max Flynn. It means the score overall is now 4-2 for Loughborough. However, again, I'm waiting for official confirmation, but the way I see it, even if Nottingham win both these last 2 games 2-0, the championship has gone. We do have a game on court number 2 going on, and they'll have to continue, of course. Currently 6-4 to Nang of Nottingham. He is playing David Jones, so that game will continue. But the championship, the women's this morning went the way of Nottingham. They beat Loughborough 5-2, and the current score in the men's championship is 4-2 to Loughborough. So there is a singles game on court. If that's one, they're going to completely reverse the scoreline from this morning's female fixture, but they're going to go home with 1 badminton championship apiece. The women's taking theirs for Nottingham, and the men's for Loughborough, and we are going to see a second singles game here on court number 1. We're going to see it all the way out to the end. This morning in the women's, they didn't bother with the final rubber of the doubles because things were wrapped up. So we're going to see here on court number 1, Johnny Turgerson against Sam Parsons. Parsons won his earlier game 2-0 against Nang, currently on court number 2. And little man on the chat box, you're absolutely right, it's not a service umpire, it is a shuttle dispenser. A human shuttle dispenser. I really wish I'd counted the tubes we'd gone through, because in that last game alone, I think we were changing maybe every 3 points. An RDR player has asked, is there a camera on the singles game? This is on the YouTube chat. There is a singles game on court number 2 that is already underway. It's currently 9-7 to Loughborough. And taking part in that one, that's David Jones beating Phone Pai Nang. And on court number 1, we are going to see Sam Parsons of Loughborough take on Johnny Torgerson. So we're going to see this right out to the end. See all 8 matches in full. Well, we're going to watch 4 matches in full. There's going to be 8 completed, of course. The netball to our left has been completed, so I hope we a little bit less noise interruptions, less hooters. Maybe they'll bring the hooter over to the netball court, who knows? Basketball also concluded for the day. During the women's and men's championships, I was lucky enough to go and witness my first ever lacrosse game. Watching it out from the balcony, didn't really understand what was going on, but there was plenty of support there. So the sports going on, too many to name, but the ones being live streamed: hockey, football, basketball, volleyball, netball, squash, and of course the badminton, which I hope you've enjoyed since 10:30 this morning. We've certainly enjoyed bringing it to you, of course, alongside our event partners Cookery and Outgoing. Have a look at their websites as well. We do thank them very much for their support, and of course we thank our host University Nottingham, and particularly here today, the David Ross Sporting Village. Truly sort of world-class facilities. £40 million investment into the building and the surrounding complexes and courts and pitches. Mammoth venue. If you're wondering who David Ross is, he's the founder of Carphone Warehouse and a former Nottingham alumni, or a Nottingham alumni. Hence his incredible support of the university to get it up to this just wonderful standard. And we all get to enjoy it as well. If you haven't enjoyed it before, get yourself down. There's a absolutely brilliant climbing wall just inside the foyer as well. Didn't have time to have a go. And we're underway now, of course, on court number 1. Court number 2, very close indeed. Nang actually leading 11-10 in the singles game over there. They're in their first break of the match. Wow, just over there, my goodness. Always amazes me the judgment from the back of the net to get it, just drop it over the net. What a rally! Absolutely wonderful stuff, and Parsons takes it in the end. A pump of the fist as well, and so he should. And we have a new shuttle dispenser. The last one ran out of batteries in the last match. So back underway on court number 2 after their break. Nang leading Jones 12-10. Try and keep you updated every few minutes or so on that game if you're particularly sporting one of those players. And here on court number 1, Parsons. If you remember, if you watched the first game of his singles game earlier on, when he faced Nang, who's now on court 2, Parsons was 8-4 down in game number 1, and then won 8 points in a row. Saw out the match 2 games to 0 as well. Him absolutely flying through after a slow start, let's call it. I was going to call it shaky, but it wasn't particularly shaky. And getting off to a slightly better start here, 3-2 up after 5. Let that one go, Parsons. In fact, he had already won the point, I think. Yeah, the point's gone up to 4-2. Gifted the 5th. So Nottingham yet to win a singles game in this championship final. Lost both the opening 2 matches earlier on. Starting at 3 PM, lost both of them 2-0. It's an absolute lie. Come back to that in a sec. Just checking my scores as well. Because of course Johnny Turgerson actually beat David Jones in the opening singles game. Earlier on in the women's, we started with the singles, then went to the doubles. Of course, in the men's, we started with the doubles, then went on to the singles. The reason being, a couple of the doubles players used to get on their way to another tournament. Never stop, do they? I've seen a couple of rallies today that I never thought were going to stop either. So deep into game 1 on court 2. 15 all over there. And still early stages here on court 1. Great recovery. And Turgison can't get the back up either. It's a great way to win a point that for Parsons. And he's looking to take a full 2 points from the championship. Be the singles leading man. Another smash into the net. Let's Parsons bring up double figures already. Pretty quick for a singles game this one. Didn't start too long ago, but a couple of points handed on a plate, unfortunately, for Turgesson. And what a drop over the net. Just an absolute perfect angle. 11-4 into the break. And as ever, the Nottingham coach will come across. That's Will Loughborough, teammate for Parsons. So let's have a look at court number 2 while court number 1's having a break. And over there, it's 20-15 now to Jones over Nang. Game points in game number 1. Nice overhand from Nang, brings it back to within 4, but still another 4 match points that'll mean. Game points, sorry, for Jones. We're back with court number 1. The scorer's not sure which way that one's gone. She's given it to Turgesson. I think she was right. She waited for a bit of confirmation for the from the shuttle dispenser. Oh, lovely backhand, just tipping it over the net from Parsons. Really nice to watch. Covers the court very well, Parsons. And that again from the back of the court, just dropping it. Like a butterfly landing on the ground over the net, takes it to 13-5. Over on court number 2, just to bring that one up to date. That has gone the way of Loughborough game number 1. So if it wasn't already, it's completely and utterly over the line now in terms of games, even if it does go to 4-4. And it's a retention of the title for Loughborough. They won it in 2018 as well, beating Bath 6-2. And it was almost a repeat of the final, in fact. Nottingham beating Bath in the semi-final 4-4 and winning courtesy of games. So for the last couple of years at least, anybody put in front of Loughborough, they beat. And if you didn't hear this earlier, Loughborough on their route to the final. Quarter-final 8-0 versus Durham, semi-final 8-0 versus Derby. Relentless. A couple more mistakes sneaking in from Turgesson. It's 18-6 already. Nothing going his way in this game, but he did get a point on the board for his team earlier on. And that's another one gone wide. So Parsons 2 points away from the opening game here. And Loughborough en route to make this a 6-2 victory, to repeat their title and repeat their winning scoreline from 12 months ago. Same venue, different opponents, same result. So game point for Parsons. gets it right on the line. And Tajerson looking a bit dejected now. No emotion whatsoever. And losing that game. Just goes straight to his box, picks it up, drops it the other side of the court. Parsons on the other hand, strutting left and right, chest out. And Parsons already making his way back to the court, shuttlecock in hand. He wants to get this underway and get it under wraps as well. The title already secured for Loughborough. But still again, it's confirmation of the scoreline. You'd much rather win it and go back and say we won that championship 6-2 than you would than say 4-all and we won it on games 1, which is already that's the worst case scenario now for Loughborough. Nottingham's best case scenario is of course a 4-4. But they are 1 game down in both singles matches. Court number 2, already 5 points into that game. 3-2 to Loughborough currently. Jones versus Nang. And then we're back underway. Here on court number 1. And Parsons starts game 2 the way he ended game number 1. Almost identical to point number 1. So has Tajerson got the fight in him to bother taking this to his absolute best? Nice smash there, but again just missing out to the right hand side, and he looks to the heavens. What does he have to do? And a 4th. Oh dear, I'm just looking to the far side of the courts on courts 3 and 4. There were real cheers there on behalf of Derby. Derby playing Nottingham in the trophy final, of course. Can't tell you what the score is as a match and as an entirety, but Derby looking very, very happy with themselves. Of course, may have been a championship win, may have been a consolation game win. You never know. Check out the BUCS.org.uk website for all confirmation. Or again, that hashtag BUCS Big Wednesday on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at BUCS Sport. Sure, we can do a quick search and find it somewhere. Easiest place, of course, online. Match court 1, 5-2 Parsons, 1 game up. On court number 2, things going a little bit better for Nottingham. 6-3 up. There's Nang, but 1 game down. And just a question from Pratik Badrinath on the YouTube chat channel. Do we still lose even if we take both singles titles? I'm guessing you're a Nottingham fan. Unfortunately, yes, that is the case, Pratik. Too many games won individually already by Loughborough to turn this one around. But we'll see it, of course, through to its conclusion. We had an absolutely wonderful final doubles match. Absolutely brilliant to watch. And that went the way of James Ewell and Sam Smith, winning it, I think it was 28 points to 26 in the 3rd game. And that did bring cheers from courtside, of course. But since then, since the result was, the overall result was confirmed, things a little bit more subdued, but still plenty of teammates to see Tajerson and Yang, see if they can affect the overall score. Parsons in control on court 1, 8-4. 7-5 Nottingham on court number 2. But Loughborough one game up in both matches. And a long serve. This gives another point. Ironically, it was this morning with the Loughborough girls gifting a few points to Nottingham. Don't get me wrong, they won out on absolute credit, Nottingham. They performed fantastically as an entire team of 6. So much so that we didn't need the 8th rubber. But the tides have turned this afternoon. Just a few too many gifted shots into the net or long off the serves from Nottingham. And once Loughborough were in the driving seat, there was never really a sight after the first couple of matches of things being turned around. It was only in one direction. The highlight for Nottingham being that doubles game. And the 2 Nottingham players involved in that won't forget it. It is a championship final. And Parsons again leads into the break. It's 11-6 this time. So 1 point more to the good than it was at the first break in game 1. So one final chat with the coach for Turgison. Well, that's wrong. I say one final chat. Of course he could still win this game and have 2 more chats with his coach. I'm sure that's what they'll be discussing. How do we get back into this one, turn this around? And just like that, smash on the opening point. In the second phase. Some wonderful light touches at the net. And it's a second point for Turgison. Parsons won 8 in a row in his first singles match whilst being down. Turgison needs to do the same and more. But that's 3. And that gets the home support. Hands together once again. But it's little things like that that cost Nottingham some points today, morning and afternoon. Of course, more this afternoon. Oh wow, lovely stuff. And then finally, after 4 little flicks, up to the back of the court for Parsons. 13-9 now on court number 2. They're at their first break, just coming back into play. Loughborough 1 game up. Nottingham 11-8 up in the second game. That's Nang versus Jones. No Parsons, and a couple of really good points in a row. Just stamping his authority into this second game. Second match for him. Wasn't troubled earlier in game number 1 for him. Match number 3 of the championship. He will be the only singles player to take 2 points if he can close this one out. 4 points left to do so. Turgison gets into double figures at least. Another drop into the net. May Parsons 3 away. That'll confirm the match points majority. take it to 5-2. But he's not happy with that one. He might be 18-10 up and a game up and won his first singles, but he's still mightily frustrated when he hits one into the net that he certainly thought he should have at least got over it, maybe even somewhere towards the point winner. Up to the heavens, possibly a profanity in there, can't confirm. And a good point from Tergerson as well. So 3 points to take the match for Parsons. Tergerson needs 9 just to take it to a final game. There's one of them. Great setup and finish. Just wide, takes Parsons to within 2. Change of shuttle, possibly for the last time in the match. I'll update you on court number 2 in a second. Let's just see if we can. Which way is this going to go? Another good rally. Both players coming towards the end of their second games. So energy levels you'd think would be depleting. But this is wonderful. All over the court, and then Parsons goes long. So 19-14, a short reprieve maybe for Tergerson. And on court number 2, it is 20-10 to Nottingham, courtesy of Yang over Jones. More great stuff from Tergerson. Where was this earlier in the game when he needed it? Some lovely backhand shots, lovely touches over the net. Every shot he needs to play. Covering so much ground. And eventually Parsons tips it over. Gets to within match point. And on court number 2, we are going to a third game, because Yang has won it 21-10. Overhand over the top, just returned. Oh, what a return, my God. Oh, crikey, that is an incredible match-winning point. A couple of touches at the net, and Parsons did something exactly the same in his first game earlier on, when he tees it up just a couple of 6 inches maybe above the net. Tergerson goes to smash it, and Parsons just leaves his racket in the air. Of course, Tergerson's smash comes straight off Parsons' racket and drops straight back down into Tergerson's half of the court. So that takes it to 5-2. Loughborough already confirmed champions, but the points still being racked up. We're still going on court number 2. That's going into a third and final game. Young versus Yang. Sorry, Jones versus Yang even. A comfortable second game victory for Yang. Actually took it 21-10 after losing the opening game. So it's been a double day of action. We had the Women's Championship this morning, all taking place here at the David Ross Sporting Village at the host university of Nottingham. The women, it was all Nottingham versus Loughborough. And this morning the title went to Nottingham, taking it away from Loughborough after it being in their hands for half a decade. They won 5-2 this morning. And then from 3 o'clock this afternoon we've been watching the men, and they've turned the tide and they currently lead 5-2. They've taken the men's championship, completely reversed the scoreline. We've still got one match going on court number 2, but the championship is done. There's a bit of pride to play for between Jones and Yang. They're one game apiece and into that third game. But we thank you very much for joining us. It's been a wonderful championship. It's one championship apiece for Nottingham and Loughborough. Of course, plenty more sport going on. 14 sports. 7 have been streamed live today. We've still got more to come. So keep with us. Maybe find another stream, watch another sport, support your team. But it's been a wonderful day. Thank you to the venue. Thank you, of course, to our event sponsors. That's Cookery and Outgoing. Fantastic event partners. And of course, to our host university and the home university on their own patch, the University of Nottingham. But from here at the Badminton, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a wonderful day. Men's and women's. Women's champions are Nottingham. Men's champions are Loughborough. Again, get onto the website, BUCS.org.uk. Keep up to date with all the scores. Again, we've got one singles game going. See how that one finishes, but find out what else is going on the hashtag BUCS Big Weekend, on the handles BUCS Sports on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. There's still plenty going on. Stay involved. Thanks for joining us.